Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Inflewence. Welcome to the video. This is EX-01 Plus Mooka Big Firebird toy EX series. This is their retool, redone, repainted, redecoed Nicey, but now it's black, and it's not really black, so we'll get into that. You're checking out the 360 here. Let's get into my initial thoughts. As soon as I opened it, I was like, wow, the amount of accessories that you get with this is quite overwhelming. For one, because I knew the directions were not going to go over everything, unfortunately. Being experienced in third party, I know how they do. I know what happens. So, of course, they didn't go over everything. But I figured most of the stuff out, not everything, but I will let you know what is what. Some of the stuff I'm not going to get into, but I will show it. I know I've been talking about the 360s going on, but has a lot of accessories are on her now. Got this giant sword, and I'll show that more. The shield with the two swords in there. You got like the cape, backpack. I kind of like that. I usually don't like big backpacks, but I think it works for this character. I mean, it's basically based off Arcee, but it's their own design. I think it's a great design, great character, great paint, great figure. There's a few things that I don't like and that are wrong with it, or I should say don't work as well. I don't know about wrong. It's a strong word. We are going to go over accessories. Of course, the first accessory is the box. Let's get this out the way because, as you can see, you pretty much see how they're marketing that. They got her. It stayed on the front of the box, front and center. They got a little bit of pictures of her. The back is pretty nice. I do like this, the way this is. You can have it like this. You can take everything off. These poses are a little wild for me, but I know what they're doing there. And you got some car stuff going on. Directions aren't terrible, aren't great either. Ain't gonna get into too much of that. Just gotta fiddle around with this guy or watch my video. See what I did there? Not really? Okay. More accessories. You have these things. A lot of these accessories come separate, so that's why it was overwhelming. You have this piece that wraps around. You don't really need it to stay on. And actually, I like it without it. It looks more like a shield. It's actually pegged in the arm. But this piece. So I'm going to get everything off. And this right here. That's one of the things I don't like. The hands come off a lot. They're just on little ball pegs, but they're not really tight. I guess they didn't want to make them too tight because you got to take them on and off. I'm not taking them on and off. I got the hands I want in. I got a fist and open hand in order to hold the handles of the weapons. So let's get into the other accessories. We got all of this stuff. Let's get this out the way. It's the chest. It's a softer version of the chest. I'm not too much into that, but it's there. You just take this piece off and it replaces it with this piece. It's white instead of silver. And then you have this head, which is like more metallic head with bangs, kind of, and places for ears, which you have these ears here. I'm going to show it now because I'm not going to use this head. So there's bunny ears. I think that's how they go. I'm not 100% sure. Not really into that. And of course you see the face. You can't really see the eyes because of the bangs. I don't think I like that. Got a bow tie. It's painted really, really well. It's nice molded details back here. It's on this thing. I'm sure it's the same as the other head. So you have that. You have these ears that double up that go on the spoiler. Now this spoiler comes off, just in case you're wondering. This also comes off of here. I put it on, but it's the split piece, and you can see I don't really want to take it off and on. You see, and the spoiler just goes here, and that comes into play later. And those two things are on this cockpit here. Cover, I should say. And then you have the cockpit that goes up, and we'll show that more. You have this that goes around the waist. It's like a bow tie with like tails. I'm not really going to use that. You got these things. Now these come all separate. It's the it's the handle in the middle and these two little pieces, and then these. What these do is take the swords, strap them in here like this. Kind of double sworded weapon. She can wield like this, or also you can take this off and take the other one off. I'm not going to do it, but then you can plug these. They have little plugs at the bottom. You can plug them into the forearm, peg these on, and then she has like some swords on her arms, or you can actually hold this as a sword and you have that. And again, you can hold it as the double weapon as well. Maybe I'll show that later. And again, you see the fist is coming off, but it's painted well. And just to get into color a little bit, I thought it was black, but it's really like a dark, dark purple. So it's purple and pink and silver, which makes sense. The color scheme. I mean, I would have been all right with black and pink, but you know, purple and pink. And this comes separate. I'm not going to take it off because it's hard. But there's two notches, a notch there, a notch there. You stick this in here. It's the shield, comes separate from the shield. And then you can take the two swords and plug these into the sheaths. They're like sheaths. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's late, people. You're going to get this all night. So you got that. And I think that's pretty cool. I did the ears. We did this that you don't really need. Now you have this thing, which is like a umbrella, a closed umbrella that is a sword, and it's silver painted with translucent red. And then you have the handle is painted kind of metallic. And you can take this off. I'm not sure why. I don't know if something else can plug, if this can plug into something else. I haven't been able to figure it out, or if something else plugs into this. I don't know, but you can do it. I mean, I'm assuming she could hold this as a weapon. It's pretty heavy. I think this is die cast. I don't know. See, the die cast is some real tough metal. I mean, tough plastic. I think it's die cast though. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I don't know what it is. The hands. So we have a visor. This visor goes around her eyes on that face. We have a hand, a trigger hand. I don't know why. I guess maybe Nicey had a gun, and maybe they just kept the hand in there because she doesn't have a gun. She just has all swords. But you got that anyway. You got a fist. I got the other fist on there. You got kind of open hand that's like just resting open. And then you have these hands that came on her that the fingers are more sprayed out. Then you have this thing right here that I'm not sure what it is. Let me see. Is this? And here's the figure. The figure is pretty great. You see the face. I don't like the face that much. Neither face I like. I won't put this on, but I will show it. It's kind of hard to put on. Obviously, it's hard to hold as well. So you see the differences. I may like this face better, but you can't see the eyes. So it's more like an anime style, both faces. I don't know, this face has like a punchy nose. Like I said, it's like anime style with the big eyes. And you got the 01 plus on here. I don't really like that. You also get stickers. I don't know where the stickers are. I forgot to show them. They may be, I don't know, they may be upstairs. Yeah, you have stickers to deck out. I haven't seen, I don't know if they show where the stickers go. I probably won't use the stickers anyway because there's enough tempos on here. So the figure you got a little bow tie right here. It's painted, 100% painted, I believe. You got the pink, the silver. It's painted really well. You got little tempos there. You got this, you got that for some reason. You got the nice on the thigh. I love that they got like these pistons in here and in here. I think that's a nice touch because then I'll show more on articulation. But the upper knee is double jointed. So you have the piston on the upper knee and then you have the piston right here. I think that's so great. Like I saw that and was like, wow, that's attention to detail. You got this, the shiny. It's a lot of paint on this character. I think it's painted really well. See the back, of course, it's crazy looking. And yeah, I think that's it for that. Of course, this isn't going to stand up, but you got Fans Toys Arcee. It's a little bit taller than, not Firebird, Mooka, I guess is the name. Hey, you see that? She's not standing up, of course. Nothing but hard surface. Next to Blur. There's not really much that you can put her next to compare. But just stuff that maybe people have just to see how big she is. So let's go on to articulation. So articulation, you have all this is articulated. You can actually take all this off. You can take this off and have it like that. You can move this up if you want to have more of a back. So the back is off. You can take all of this off. I'm not sure how, so I'm not going to do it because I might break it. To have a very clean, I think it's up here somewhere, to have a very clean bot. But yeah, all this, you can move this out and this goes like that. This is just on a little peg system. I showed these move like this. You can move it up if you want like that, just to give it a little flair or something different. You got the head. Head is up about that much, is down about that much. You get it 360 and you get back and forth. It's on a ball joint, but it's also on a different joint at the top. So sometimes it moves on that top joint and sometimes it moves on the neck ball joint. The neck is a ball joint because this is in the middle. And if you don't like the bow tie, which it kind of, okay, that's transformation. We're not there yet, please. Thank you, appreciate it. You can take that off and then you have the bow tie that you can take off as well. I had it off before. There you go. Bow tie comes off and then you can stick this back on because that bow tie does move around, but I think it hides the ball joint and you can see in there. So let's put that back on a little more. You can get it way out of the way like this to get it way up if you want. Then you can get that shoulder like that. Come back down, put this back. This is pretty tight. These shoulders are, I mean, which is good, but you know how that goes. So it does go all the way around. It hits this, but it does go. You don't have double joints, but you can get more than 90. And you get the bicep swivel there. You get the hands are on a ball joint, so they go every which way. Fingers are fixed, of course, because they have different hands. You don't get a waist swivel, but you do get a kind of turn up the upper body up here. So you get that, and you get a little crunch because I believe it's on a ball joint too. Legs go out and back. She can do the hurdles, maybe. Yeah, if you get the backpack out the way. She does the hurdles pretty well. When you try to get the legs out, it seems like it's hitting. But again, like other Arcee figures, you can move the hips down a little and get out more. So she almost gets the splits. Kind of well articulated besides some of the few limitations. You got the thigh swivel up here. Got the tire in the back, doesn't go anywhere, but it's fine. I mean, I think aesthetically it looks good. Like it looks like it should. I touched on these knees a little bit. You can get more than 90. You got the pistons, of course, and they go a little farther than it seems they should. Like it might stop there, but then you can get them down farther and you can get this up like that. And this piston as well. You got these things on the back. They don't do anything. Then you got the feet. Feet go down like about that much. Go up about that much. You got the heel that you can get down. You can fold all the way down. They spin like that. They don't feel good when they spin like that. They're supposed to spin like that for transformation. Doesn't feel good at all. I can tell you that. But it does it. And then they have the rocker. You can even see it kind of. It's like on the hinge. So they had the rocker out there. And then you get the rocker that way as well. The transformation. This you want to move up. It's kind of hard. It's the upper. I was trying to move this up here, but that's not it. It's right there. If you can see, it's just this upper part that fits into there. So you can move that out the way. You can fool with this. I'll just get this together right now. You want to move the wheels so they're where they need to be. Move the wheels. And again, this comes off. If it does, I mean, while it's off, you can do this, but you don't have to take it off. It's just not on here the best way. It's one of the issues I have. So then I'll move this down and get this little fender piece up. I think it just moves down because just for extra compactness. So you want to move this all the way down. You can worry about all this later, but now we're trying to get this together. So you want to move these shoulders out on that double hinge that I moved it to get that extra range. And then you move this in. You can see it's on a hinge there too. Move this in here like this. And it's kind of like that. You kind of got to wing it. Then you can move the arm, turn the arm out. And there's a peg just like this on the underside. That's going to peg into the peg right here. It can get kind of hard, but what you're going to do, you just got to do it. And I do it without fooling with anything else because then you know where you're at. If you can understand that, then you kind of can get all this stuff. You move this head around. It's going to eventually be up in the hair. Move this up here like this. Move this to get it around there. Then fool with this one. Get this out on this hinge. Move it down. Get it out. And it doesn't have to be all the way in like this hinge. That's why I said you just get it tabbed in, and then you know you can kind of like fool with it. And you move this like this, move this out. Get that in there. Like I said, you gotta just get it where you can get it. There it goes. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. And you can leave, I think you can leave whatever hand is on there. I'm not sure if all the hands work, but the ones that came on it work, and the ones that I have on it now work, which are not the ones that came with it. So then I just try to get this all compact. Now work on this, getting this together, turn this around. This peg's into there. I can say like it looks a little stressed. I don't know if this peg was too big or it wasn't in there right, but it looks weird. And there we go. And it kind of bends up. So now we can work on this. Move this up and in. Kind of have it go in first and then push it down, because I was pushing it down, then trying to lock it in, it wouldn't go. But just like that. And there's a peg there that goes into there. So you gotta get that together. Like I said, it does get kind of difficult, but it's not super difficult. Move it like this so I can see. And there's the peg hole, if you can see that. Try to get it pegged in. There we go. Get this side done. There we go. So we're moving. So now with this, I mean, it's just like all the other Arcees. It's pretty much a shelf warmer. So you just move this out here and you bend the leg like that. Do it on both sides. And then you move it like this and you can get it into the final position. So move that like this, move this like this. And there's holes on the side of the legs that peg into these little pegs right here. So you just move this up. And again, you just get it where you can get it, where it can peg in. And I like that those pegs are not on the arms. They're on this separate piece that the arms are actually pegged into as well. And then you can move this now before you peg it, which I think is easier to do. Move it like this. Move this in here like this. And then move the heel spurs in like that. And now this goes up in there. So peg that in here. Peg this over here. And kind of, you see that sticks out like the sides. I think that's cool. Now what you want to do is you want to get the cockpit and you want to put this on here. This goes like under here. You can tell because it's like a puzzle piece. Yeah, as I say that, and doesn't go in. Now you can take the spoiler off. It's easier to do if you take the spoiler off. It plugs in under there. It plugs in. Pegs right here should plug into this right here. You don't really have to worry about it. It kind of does it if you have it right. And if you have it right, it should do it. I know I said that it is the same thing, but so you put that under there like that. Then you move these down as you're moving this down, because then it gives it the room to actually plug into right there. And now I took the spoiler off because it's easier. If the spoiler's on, it's kind of blocking this. You can do it with the spoiler on, but you want to get this around here, and then there's pegs under there that plug into the back of this, and this wraps around. The main issue is getting this in there around this fender or the leg. So you want to try to maneuver as best as possible. You got to kind of stretch it around it. You know, there's some of the transformers do that. So then again over here, you kind of stretch it around, and fist came off. Leave the fist off for now. You can do it with the fist on. It doesn't block anything. See the wheels, see this fist. So I'm just gonna take it off for now. Move this around here. Then you kind of, sometimes you got to readjust, peg these back in, but they do stay pretty well. Once they're pegged in well, then you can move this, like get it around there so it's not so touching the wheel. Peg that down. Now you put the spoiler on like this. Rabbit ears that are not really rabbit ears, and put them on here. Once you get them, but the trick is getting them. There we go. I always want to put the spoiler on like this, but it's like this. And there you go. And you can see it's really nice vehicle mode. It has the lights, has some tempos here, kind of like a race car. Has the clear yellow lights, tempo. Has the air intakes. Man, this is nice. See, I'm into cars too. So this is like a real, at first I was like, why am I getting this? But I really dig this. And it looks finished. I think it's probably one of the best Arcees. I got it quotation marks, Arcees. But I just think maybe because they had the liberties to do what they wanted to do, and it was just like a suggestion. You got the tail lights. That's nice. The exhaust looks like the exhaust. And under here, it just looks like parts. I think that's her butt, but it just looks like parts. Yeah. So then you got these ports here that you can plug stuff into, I'm sure, if you want to. Rolls. The cockpit opens up. It doesn't have a place to grab it, but you can kind of squeeze it open. Just be careful. And it's like a hinge right here that hinges up like that, kind of like the Batmobile or something. There we go. So you can see the it hinges forward so you can lift it all the way up. And yeah, you got the seats in there. You got the dashboard. Looks like they even got a navigation screen and some gauges. I mean, it looks like a navigation screen, but that's the hinge thing, the hinge mechanism. But yeah, look at the seats. You got the seats in there. You got this thing. You see how it hinges back to close, and it's clear. I could definitely see this being like a Batmobile. Kind of looks like a Batmobile. or a version of the Batmobile. See the bottom? I even think the bottom, even though, I mean, it's a shell former, is what she was and is in almost every toy. That's what it is. But I think it's a little cleaner. I know I'm crazy. I don't think I'm saying it right. It's not clean, but everything has a place. Like, it seems like all the other Arcees, it was just stuffed in there. Just put the legs wherever. Like the legs had pegs, the arms had pegs. They fold in purposefully. Like, before, other Arcees is like just squeeze it together, throw the legs up in there, and push it in there, and hopefully it stays. But this, it's just nice. It stays. Everything has a place, like I said, and it's just a real nice figure. It's a real nice figure. I'm really feeling it. In my fashion, I will transform this back into the robot. Plus, I'm probably gonna have it in robot mode. I don't know. I would have it in car mode or robot mode, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have it in robot mode for now. So let's just get this around here like that. Around here. I am kind of weary because it is painted very well. So I do hoping that nothing happens to the paint. Take that off. Put this here. Get them legs out. It's a pretty easy transformation. It's not bad either. I kind of like the transformation. It's you know, it's cool to get it in there, and I can see me going back and forth. It's not a bothersome. It's not hard at all. This, get these right. Yeah, like I was saying, it's not hard at all, and I like that it's not hard. It's not a lot to it, but it is fun. You know me. Pull that out. Pull this out. Like to move this down. Move that out. Move that out. And you can get this. Move that down here. Get this out like this. Usually. Then move this down. Then move this back. Push these wheels in. How they're supposed to be. Then move all this back. Get these arms up here. Get the shoulder pads up. Move that up. Move that up. Then maneuver this into here. Move this around. Be careful. It does feel like, or sound like, it's rubbing against. I know his bow tie moves all over the place. Get this down a little bit further. It's not really where it needs to be. Move this up here. Oh, I think I didn't have this right in the beginning. Like, you should move that up there like that, and then you can move this down. So it's like over top. It's a little more compact like that. Move this down here. Then I like to flare this out. yeah, as you can see, not hard at all. And then you move the shoulder pads back to where they should be. Get this arm together. Again, shoulder pads back to where it should be. One thing I can say, there's no ratchets. So these are friction. They can, I mean, they are, they're not loose now, but they seem like they could get loose. So let's put this double-edged sword into her hand. She is back heavy, but you can get her to stand. That's one thing. Like even on my jacked up table, she's standing. All right, so thanks for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, subscribe, share even if you feel inclined. Also, I do have memberships. I only have one tier, which is just a shout out, but if you feel inclined, hit that button. All right. I appreciate everybody that comes and watches. Peace.
Ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.